Hello, homies, and welcome to another episode of Easily Entertained with yours truly, yours honestly, yours no cap. I'm your host, Maddy McClain. In another blink of an eye, we've made it another week or so-ish on this teeny tiny floating little rock. Just vibing. I've been feeling rather existential lately. Maybe it's the fact that things seem to be flying by lately as I approach my 30s. Or maybe it's post-pandemic, like time travel trippiness. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's that time of the month like it always fucking seems to be. Or maybe it's Maybelline. But there's good news for us out there in the cosmos, homies. Well, allegedly, since January 28th and until April 1st of this year, there will be no planets in retrograde, which just means astrological smooth sailing, which is the news we all, need and want to hear. But I'll give you a little more on that. Don't worry. I won't go too far down the rabbit hole, but let me know if you would like for me to go down the rabbit hole, because one thing I'll do is I'll take a dare. So today's episode is a fun one. It is an exciting one. It's special. Okay? One of my very, very, very best friends of 16 years and counting, Caroline Sandall, is guest co-hosting with me this week. And we sat down and we talk all things Bachelor Nation. It's a good one. It's a giggly one. It's you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, get a better taste and humor and stuff. I don't know. Just kidding. But we will be covering the last week's doubleheader episodes of The Bachelor up until then. So not this most recent episode that came out Monday, February, was that 19th? But yes, so don't worry if you aren't fully caught up yet. And regardless if you watch or not, it's a fun convo. So that will be the entertained entree, if you will, for this week's episode. And before we dive into that, I've got a few pop culture news nuggies for your pleasure. Some things you may not know, including Tom Sandoval's final nail and the proverbial cancellation coffin. And it's just appalling, honestly, the things that come out of that man's, the one with a mustache's mouth. So we will talk about what exactly that is. And if you have no idea who I'm talking about, it's a reality star that made these crazy comments regarding some very serious things like George Floyd and O.J. Simpson, ? Anyways, so we'll talk a little bit about that. A few little things, moments from the People's Choice Awards that went down that you may have missed. And a new show involving Nick Viall that you may want to sit down and hear about. So buckle up, bitches. It's time to get this party started. So, the astrological good news that we were discussing, touched on, is that there are 0 planets in retrograde. What does that mean, you ask? Well, it simply means a retrograde occurs when a planet looks to be moving backwards in orbit. So, they aren't actually. It's an optical illusion based on how we see things on Earth. But essentially, whenever this happens, astrologers believe that when any planet is in retrograde, that kind of movement is similar to what, the origin of the word means, is that kind of going back, a little bit of stalling. So they kind of say that whenever things go into retrograde, it kind of acts like an obstacle or like a handicap of some sort that just makes things a bit harder. So the one that you're always hearing about is Mercury in retrograde and Gatorade, which just means in whatever the planet rules, because each planet has something to do, is thought to reign a particular part of your life. So Mercury, for example, is a planet of communication, technology, and travel. And then like Venus is a planet that rules love and relationships and all that good stuff. So each planet that relates to something is considered to kind of be a little bit more challenging than usual in that area of life. So if you subscribe to this line of thinking, I mean, it's science. Like, anyways, I won't defend it, but yeah. So that's good news. Apparently, that rarely happens, but so that means things are going to be a little bit smoother, a little bit smooth sailing. People are feeling a bit freer, a little bit lighter. Things happen a little bit more naturally. But I wanted to read a little bit, give you a little astrology to start your week or whenever you're listening to this. This means it is a good window to pursue dreams without worrying about pesky planetary interventions. Take advantage of the non-retrograde phase to revisit projects that may have been put on hold, make changes in places where you once felt stalled, whether in the realm of career, personal growth, or relationships. Yeah, but really what this also means is we can't blame it on the planets, That's always my favorite thing to do is just, must be Mercury, like I'm not waking up on time because the planets, okay? So also why I love astrology, but there's a website where you just type in, is Mercury in retrograde? And the entire thing is just a landing page that says yes or no if it is. So if you ever are unsure, that's how. But I don't know. I thought maybe I'd just sprinkle in a little good news until good old April. I mean, I can't lie. I like hearing about that stuff. I'm also the kind... I love personality tests, like one thing about me is I'll always take a personality test. I like to learn about myself. Does that make me a narcissist? Probably not. Does it give off that kind of energy? A little bit, but are narcissists self-aware? Got you there. It's weird when you start arguments with yourself / the audience to a microphone. I'm going to just get you a little peek behind the curtain on that one. All right. What pop culture news nuggies do I have for you? We got to talk about this. So if you are a fan of the pod, you may have heard me already talk about a bit of the scandal or the cheating scandal from the reality show Vanderpump Rules. We talk just a wee bit about that show here. Regardless if you know or are a big fan of the show or not, you may have heard about them and been like, why am I supposed to care about this couple? It's the couple that was on this reality TV show, Vanderpump Rules, that has been going on for now 11 seasons. And for the last 10 years, the two of the main cast members had been dating, lived together. The man, Tom Sandoval, cheated on Ariana Madix, his girlfriend, with another castmate, Raquel Leviss, and none of the producers or anybody knew about it. So then it was kind of, once that broke, it's almost like playing a little bit of a mystery game. The season was still airing and we had just learned about it. So kind of picking up on the clues to see where we missed this piece of news. But it was super talked about, beaten to the ground, so much so that it gave one of Bravo TV shows some of its very first Emmy nominations in the reality TV sphere, obviously, and that none of the other major Bravo franchises have ever received before, like any of the Real Housewives or anything like that. So it was a big deal. And then, of course, it spawned just a million bajillion other things and became very deeply a pop culture conversation. And by that, I just mean it's something that's topical, happened recently, and it has spurred a ton of attention on the internet and in real life and everywhere in between. And so the New York Times did a profile on Tom Sandoval, and it's called How Tom Sandoval Became the Most Hated Man in America, aptly named. But what's really done it is Tom Sandoval's inability to grasp exactly how he could move on from this. It's move onable. You know what I mean? The internet, the world at large, the news cycle moves constantly. It moves fast. For the very least, if he had just kind of kept quiet and stuck with the like apologizing for doing that, and just not instead doubled down and continued to just say ridiculous things. But this one really has done it. So journalist Irina Alexander writes this super well, and it definitely sucks you in. So highly recommend you read it. I'll, of course, link this in the show notes. But she describes not only the conversation between herself and Tom Sandoval, of course, as in the interview, but also the experience of interviewing and interacting with Tom in his mannerisms too. He has this very young 23-year-old publicist, maybe an intern, but young girl named Riley, who's described as being a fan and infatuated by him. And it really paints this picture of how reality TV as a career can completely warp the stars' perspectives, just completely. But I don't even want to give him that much credit or like leeway, because let me just read you what's gonna just really seal the deal for Tom Sandoval as continuing to be the most hated man. Okay, so this is from the New York Times article. I asked Sandoval why he thought the scandal got so big. Quote, I'm not a pop culture historian, really, he said, but I witnessed the O.J. Simpson thing and George Floyd and all these big things, which is really weird to compare this to that, I think. But do you think in a weird way it's a little bit the same? I looked over at Riley, who was typing furiously on her phone. I think I knew what he meant. He was trying to express the oddity of becoming the symbolic center of a nationwide discussion and a major news story. What he communicated instead was something more honest, which is just how much the experience had made him lose perspective. I did what I did because I was in an unhappy place in my life, he said. I got caught up in my emotions and fully fell in love, like for real. He sighed and drained his teacup. Then he got up, put on some upbeat music, and went upstairs to get ready for a night out. Sometimes he says too much, Riley said, and the following day forgets what he says. Then she went upstairs to have a quick word with him. The next day, I was supposed to attend the taping of one of Sandoval's confessional interviews for the show. I was about to get in my car when I received a text from his publicist, Riley's boss. He'd rather you don't attend today, it read. He's not feeling the best. The next morning, I got a call from Baskin, the producer of Vanderpump Rules, and the day after that, a Bravo publicist rang me late on a Friday. Some of what Sandoval had said had gotten back to Bravo, and everyone was concerned. What was it that he said about O.J. Simpson and George Floyd exactly? Maybe Sandoval wasn't ready for this. The Bravo publicist asked if I really needed to see Sandoval again. Could the network facilitate an interview with one of the show's other stars? And then he goes on to just talk about the upbringing, how he came to LA being a mactor, which is a model actor. And it's so out of touch, the way he talks about himself and everything. And now he wants to have a career as a Chippendale in Las Vegas. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon. I mean, I don't think I have to even explain why that sentence that he said about George Floyd and O.J. Simpson comparison, why that's appalling, hopefully. But unbelievable that he would even say that. And of course, I like the little peek too that she gives us behind the curtain of the producers and publicists having a meltdown, and rightfully so, about what's happening. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I feel like maybe this is finally, I already think Vanderpump Rules, this is their final season, but even if they continued to fire him, I don't know. Hopefully he takes some time to really think long and hard and reflect on that and everything he said and insinuated and just got so very wrong. But we shall see. I don't see Chippendales offering him a job anymore. I think that ship has sailed. What a true performance he's given us. How to ruin and destroy your reputation. 101. So that's fun. Again, I'll include that article in the link, but of course he's posted one single Instagram story apology that, goes away in 24 hours. So it doesn't seem like much is being done about that. So last Sunday, the People's Choice Awards went down, And yet another in the series of the numerous award shows these last few months have taken on. And this one, of course, based on the name, I think you might be able to guess it, is that us plebeians, us people, we are the ones handing out these prizes, which honestly, in my opinion, should be the way it is. But I don't know. I guess they need some credentialed judges, a la The Voice, a la American Idol, but whatever. I'm credentialing myself to have an opinion over this, so I hope you will accept my credentials. Not a ton went down to the PCAs. It's kind of another game of what you would expect the winners to be: Barbie, Oppenheimer, Taylor Swift, the reality TV show that won was the Kardashians, which even that seems a little out of touch too. I don't think us people are loving them as much as we used to, but maybe I'm wrong. The real juice, the real tea that people are talking about from the PCAs is there is this clip going around where someone, I guess, caught and overheard Billie Eilish saying something to Jennifer Aniston about there being a shitload of TikTokers there and kind of like laughing and made a face about it. And people are like, no, that's so elitist. That's, oh my gosh. But I mean, come on. I agree. You're in the same award ceremony as Billie Eilish. Like, I would feel, I'm not so serious. But of course, TikTok is losing their minds over that. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Jennifer Aniston was there to hand out an award to her bestie, Adam Sandler. And I gotta say, that era of rom-com with Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, that was prime rom-com, I have to say. I mean, maybe it's just because that's kind of my teens or what I grew up watching, but really great. 50 First Dates, like, are you kidding me? But Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler have done tons of movies together, and it was a cute little moment. But beyond that, it was kind of your usual cast of characters from these last few award shows. I guess with just surprisingly more TikTokers, although I thought they were pretty prevalent in the Oscars and the Grammys and such. And lastly, for our pop culture news nuggies, Nick Viall from his podcast, The Viall Files, also from The Bachelor, he is teaming up with, quote, the ultimate matchmaker, Patti Stanger. She is from the Millionaire Matchmaker, which is exactly what it sounds like. But now they're going to be working together, and it will be called Patti Stanger, the Matchmaker. That will premiere on April 11th. So we got some time. It will be on E! Viall, who got a start on The Bachelorette twice before leading his own season of The Bachelor, now the host of Viall Files podcast and a relationship expert. I would add quotes on relationship expert, but I mean, I love him, but who decided that? They will offer his best tips and tricks in dating as the duo tackles their most challenging clients yet. That sounds interesting. So the series will follow Stanger. She helps singles find love while teaching them the real tools and rules to become the most eligible versions of themselves. I would be very remiss not to mention that we very much must talk about Love is Blind Season 6. The newest few episodes have dropped today, Wednesday, and I am eager, Beaver, to watch them all. It's going to be embarrassing how quick it takes, but don't you worry. We will be talking about that probably in next week's episode. So do yourselves a favor. This season is really good. If you have taken a few seasons off or what have you, it's a good one. They spend a lot more time in the pods this season, which I love, That is the craziest part of maybe not the craziest part because they do end up getting married, but you get what I mean. It's all kind of crazy. So definitely recommend this season to watch, and we will talk about it next episode. But our very next segment is one I'm very excited about, so I hope you enjoy, and we're going to talk all about The Bachelor with my guest co-host this week. Hello, homies. Welcome for another special episode. Today, we are sitting down with my bestie and soon to be y'all's bestie too by the end of this. Caroline Sandall, welcome to the pod.
Hi, so excited to be here.
She couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait. Been counting down the hours all day.
Yeah. It's just, like normal, except that there are tons of microphones and cords. And
the headphones really do it for me. It'll be nice to see you in your element, Maddie. I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm feeling a little nervy, but I kind of like it.
The nervous laughs.
Today, I felt like there'd be no one better than to sit down and talk Bachelor because we've only been doing it for a solid 10, 12, however long.
18
million years.
No, it's been like 17 years. You mean of us talking Bachelor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Probably.
It's been a long time.
6th grade, baby.
That's a lot of bachelors and bachelorettes we've seen through these streets.
These streets of Westlake.
The hood. The ultimate hood. Oh, I gotta say, this season,
oh my God.
there's I don't even know where to begin, really. There's so much to talk about.
There's a lot to unpack here.
But I'm a much bigger fan of The Bachelor than The Bachelorette.
100%. I will admit, I didn't watch Charity's season. Have I told you that?
Wait, that's so weird because literally that's the one season I didn't finish either.
It was boring.
It was really boring.
Also, guy drama is it's stupid. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
And I also don't care about looking at all the guys. I know that sounds like I should, but I care way more about what are the girls wearing? How do the girls look? That's way more interesting to me than I don't okay, one hot guy is no different than 30,
Yeah.
Yes. I get bored of it.
No, I feel like women are much more interesting to look at.
Agreed.
We're both straight, but
I'm damn, am I?
Huh, yeah. And this Bachelor in particular is finally.
Oh my God, he is fun.
Let's start there. Let's start with Joey.
I think the reason why everyone loves him is not because he's a better guy than Clayton or Colton or Zach or whoever. Mm-hmm. It's literally because he's much hotter. Can we all just admit that that's why we like him more?
Yeah.
Zach was just as nice, I feel like. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. I think with Zach, there's just not even much to say about him, I suppose. No. And Joey has this he's kind of, he really does embody the golden retriever energy. Mm-hmm, I feel like he just kind of
literally
goofy.
chasing a tennis ball.
Literally. Oh my God. He's very good looking. And I feel like I think the trope has been everything that The Bachelor says to a girl trauma dumping on him is.
My God. One after the other.
He got pummeled in the last episode.
Oh my God. It's bad. Why do they only choose women who have had major traumas in their life?
I guess that's.
Can you imagine going on? I'd be what I don't know what to say that's even comparative to anything that these women have said.
No. I feel like that is maybe the casting and just make sure that they have some tear-jerking, really traumatic, life-changing event that goes down.
Can you imagine how exhausted he is? Hearing one story after the other.
He's not a trained therapist. Maybe they got to start training him that way.
3 months training to be the Bachelor.
I do remember because there are times when the sob story is I mean, yeah, divorce is bad and that's probably difficult and I don't know a lot about it. But
it's not like, well,
when the girl comes on is like, my parents got divorced. And they're like, right after some girl was
So
like,
did
my entire
50%
family
of the
died in a house fire.
oh, can we talk about Maria's
Yes.
sob story?
Yes.
Sorry if I'm jumping the gun here.
No. Let's jump it. So apparently, and I'm reading this from Yahoo Entertainment, Maria Gorgas. That sounds Greek as hell.
Is she Greek?
She could be.
I mean,
We're gonna
I
fact
guess
check,
she
I
is.
guess.
If that's her last name.
Looks like it. Maria got vulnerable with Joey on the Tuesday, February 13th episode of The Bachelor. The fiery contestant let Joey see past her, quote, rough exterior as she opened up about one of the most traumatic times in her life. My mom and I got into a really, really bad car accident when I was like 1, Maria explained. A semi-truck basically fell on top of my mom's car. It was really bad. It's crazy to even think about. My car seat was in like pieces. I was literally announced dead at the scene. It was in newspapers as a miracle at the time. It was a very scary situation. The executive assistant told Joey that the accident led her mom to go into a big depression after she broke almost every bone in her body. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Being a young age, I didn't recognize or understand any of that. My mom wasn't around for most of my childhood. She wasn't capable of being the mother she really wanted to.
That's sad.
Yeah. Says here that she kind of said that it strained her relationship with her mom. But I have seen in a TikTok, which is always weird to like be watching The Bachelor and then we now have much more direct like line to them through TikTok now.
It feels like inappropriate almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you guys shouldn't
you're
be
just
talking.
sitting on their couch watching them.
Yeah. I thought that they had to like hold back and not do any press.
Oh, they're
I
not
guess it's
holding
not
back
press.
this season.
No, that's for sure. So that was Maria's traumatic story.
That is sad. Also, what do you think of her not telling it on a one-on-one, telling it on a group date? Is it like a plea for a rose?
Yeah.
I think so too.
It definitely feels like if you're ever backed into a corner, just like think about,
Trauma dump.
yeah. And maybe it'll get you a rose.
Clearly it does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's see. There was somebody else that said in the same episode last week. So basically, okay, I'll go back. Last week was when they had the like double header. We had a Monday night episode and a Tuesday episode.
Thank you, Bachelor gods.
Oh, thank you. 4 hours of
Pure joy for me.
Honestly. Just don't think about anything else that I need to do in my life. And instead, watch 20-somethings date the same man. So, like, why not?
Medina's 31.
Oh, but don't tell her that.
All hell will break loose. Lord have mercy.
That was terrible. So the whole 2-night, I guess, where they brought us back into was jumping into the drama between Medina, Maria, Sydney, who
Boo. Tomato.
Get off the stage, you suck. All of Bachelor Nation agreed with that. She stuck her nose where it didn't belong.
What was she thinking? Like, what was going through her mind?
I think people assumed that Maria was going to get the villain edit
100%.
because she has that just energy to her. She's a feisty, whatever. Even Yahoo called her fiery.
Like, okay, Yahoo.
Can you imagine just reading that about yourself? Like, oh,
thanks, Yahoo.
thanks so much. Really appreciate that.
Love that.
Love. It all, honestly, it started to get very convoluted. It was hard to follow what exactly the problem was.
I'm like, are we missing something? Was there like a fight we didn't see, or
she said something. Maria said something on her TikTok, which again feels like cheating, but
yeah.
hinting at that there was more that we would find out about, or there was more details would come to light.
Watch there just be hidden footage and Maria's like bitching out Sydney, like calling her,
I wouldn't put it past these
the worst
producers.
And Sydney's just sitting there like, are you fucking kidding?
Like, I got verbally abused by the internet for nothing.
Also, her saying that Maria verbally abused her. And Maria being like, you know, this is recorded, right? Like,
exactly. That's what leads me to believe that there can't be. What details are we missing here?
No. And I saw Medina posted something on TikTok. It was like, she had said something on the show about there's a lot of background stuff that you don't know. But then it had to do about her and like she worked out too hard. So she had to get surgery. Did you see this TikTok?
I missed that one.
Yeah. She said she worked out too hard. Her arms got so inflamed. Oh
I hate when I work out too hard.
Damn. I hate when that happens. Ooh, like every week, you know?
Yeah.
She worked out too hard to where both of her, so this is not something to joke about. I'm like nervous laughing now, but that she was like hospitalized for a week because she couldn't.
Oh shit, like during filming?
No, like in her own life. But she just.
Oh, that was her trauma to share.
Yes, exactly. But she was saying this on TikTok about how she couldn't bathe herself for a week because her arms were so inflamed from doing too many push-ups and pull-ups.
I can't.
That's what she said.
We get it. You're fit. Okay.
I'm like, okay, you're skinny. Enough said.
So you think I'm skinny?
Anywho, she was like, I was going through all that, and apparently their group date was, I don't even remember what it was. It was physicality. So she was in her feels because she still is uncomfortable working out because of her trauma. So anyway, she's like, that was the background. And I'm like, oh, I thought the background was going to be like, Maria said, you know, XYZ, but
yeah.
It didn't make sense to me. I don't know.
That's what's so. I think they're trying hard to make something to make fetch happen.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't, because what we essentially as viewers received was Medina said something about how being 31,
yeah,
which so ancient. It's like she's self-conscious about that, and Maria's like,
how
"What?
Old is Joey?
That's so dumb. You don't need
28?
to be 28." Yeah.
Okay. Also, Maria is like 30, isn't she?
Maria
29?
is 29. Yeah. And it's funny too because Kelsey, so there's two Kelseys. We got Kelsey A, I think is the one from New Orleans that Joey seems to be very much into.
Yeah.
And then Kelsey T. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen, she hasn't gotten tons of screen time.
I like her though.
I like her a lot too. And in the, you know, when they put the season trailer, like in the very beginning of when the show starts.
Yeah.
I feel like I recognize her as being in a lot of those scenes, like later on that we haven't seen yet.
I wonder if she'll get a one-on-one.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Canada.
She's another Canadian.
No, I think they're going to Canada, right?
Oh,
but
yes.
I'm like, why'd you fly from LA to Malta to Canada?
It makes no sense.
Shouldn't you go LA, Canada, and then Malta, like the cooler place once the girls have made it further?
Right? Yeah.
We digress, but
yeah. There's a shitload of Canadians on lately in a lot of these seasons, which is interesting.
It's a lot of Canadian energy.
Yeah, we got a lot of Canadian energy. Our girl Maria.
Nothing against Canada.
Nothing against that. See, train of thought, right. Kelsey T is 31 as well. And she posted on Instagram, one thing about me is I'm going to mind my business.
Wait, I think I saw that.
It's like, that made me like her even more.
I didn't even know she was 31.
Yeah.
What is Medina croaking about then? Like, what?
She's just like in her feels. And then Sydney decides, this is the weird thing, is Sydney's like, she's my friend. And I overheard Maria discounting her feelings by saying it's not that big of a deal.
Also, Maria was defending Medina.
Yeah. She's like, you shouldn't worry about that. Who cares? Like, Joey doesn't care.
And then Medina's like, you're discrediting my feelings. Like,
and I don't understand where Sydney popped in from.
What the hell?
Like,
do you think before the show aired that she was like, I'm going to like basically create havoc? Like, did she decide that, or is this like her actual personality? Because I'd respect her more if she was like, you know what, I'm gonna like just create havoc.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if this is actually how you are, like, nasty.
That's nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah,
Don't like you.
It's hard to tell. This is confusing. I don't know if they should be posting so much, because here's yet another reference to another like social media post, something that happened off camera. But then afterwards, like I think following that initial episode of their drama, she then posted some video of her like explaining what gaslighting is.
Oh my God.
The use of therapy talk.
Oh my God. Don't get me started.
So annoying. Do we have all these, couch therapists all of a sudden everywhere?
Also, it's like the least aware people, in my opinion, using therapy talk to try to gaslight you, even though that's me using therapy talk, but like whatever.
Right.
Like, what are you? Ugh.
It's like almost a defense. I don't know. I feel like people think that it gives them like a get out of jail free card to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yes. And that everyone will be on their side if they're like, you cross my boundaries. You gaslit me. Whatever she was describing in this TikTok video, I was like, you're describing exactly what you did to Maria.
Like, Maria did nothing, and you're walking up to Joey saying that this girl abused you?
She abused, like, that's
attacked.
Because then it's also like people who have actually been verbally abused, like, that's taking away from them. Like, bitch, I'll verbally abuse you.
You want to see what it's really like?
Verbally abuse you. Like,
no. I don't think. Do you think Joey bought what Sydney was selling at all? Like,
I don't think he bought it for a second, but I think he honestly, it looked like he was trying not to laugh in some of. He's like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, what are you? I don't know. I think that Joey really likes Maria, but he can't just be like, no, Sydney, like, you're ridiculous, because then he would look bad.
And we don't have a show.
Yeah, exactly. So he's doing the PC thing of like going back to Maria and being like, well, what's the story? Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, he clearly has no connection with Sydney. Like, I don't know how she didn't see that either. They didn't even talk except for when she was
talking about Maria.
Bad-mouthing Maria. Like,
yeah.
So weird. But no, I don't think he bought it. Do you?
No, I don't. I think you're totally right about that. He was like holding in giggles or something. That's one of my favorite things about Joey is he can't hide shit. No.
He's not, he doesn't seem like the brightest. That's mean. I feel bad, but like.
No, he doesn't.
Did you hear about the Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
So Joey was shown a photo of, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, major champion of women's rights.
He was showed a photo of Gypsy Rose.
Oh, that's even better. It's swapped.
It was swapped.
Of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and said it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
He was like, yeah, is this Ruth Bader Ginsburg? And now the internet is like pissed at him, which I'm like, why are our expectations so high for The Bachelor? He's a 27-year-old tennis instructor from Hawaii.
It's not supposed to be that serious.
That he knows what Ruth Bader Ginsburg has done, her accomplishment. I mean, come on.
No.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. It's never that serious.
It was never that serious. Be for real. Like, be for real.
That's kind of it's just in general, it's been really bugging me is like, look, there are important political things to talk about. There's plenty of terrible shit that goes down. And I get the need to be serious and people to use a platform if they can and yada, yada. But you know what? We don't need to be asking or forcing every influencer, a makeup influencer, to tell us what they think about Palestine. Like, we do not need their opinion. We don't. So why are we trying to force that?
Also, I'm like, did you see the Brittany Broski thing or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
On like her being like, why do you want me to be reporting on? Like, she's like, I don't know anything about the subject.
In fact, if
like,
anything, and if they talk out of their ass, then that's a lot more damaging.
Exactly. Like, why do people want them to speak on stuff that they are clearly not credentialed to speak on?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did think it was, I'm like a little maybe surprised he didn't know who Ruth Bader Ginsburg was, or even know who Gypsy Rose was. Like, he didn't know either of them.
He's neither pop culture.
Yeah, I'm like, one or the other.
Joey, you should listen to this podcast.
Yeah, he's going to be so upset when he listens.
Yeah, he's going to cry. We'll talk to him later. It's okay. Oh. Let's take a wine break. Cheers. So let's jump into, we get both sides of whatever story that is being concocted with Sydney Medina Maria debacle, in which suddenly Medina gets left out of the narrative.
Yeah, like she didn't even speak upon.
No, which is also weird. Like, if she's fine with it, why are you still bitching?
Exactly. Like,
I think it all boils down to jealousy, that there's an obvious connection with Maria.
100%. Sydney has no leg to stand on, so this is kind of like her final straw type of thing. Like, I'm so embarrassed for her. Like,
yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if I went on The Bachelor, I would be embarrassed if, like, my friends saw this shit. Like,
yeah.
It's just embarrassing.
And it's true. Like, don't you guys know that's recorded?
Yes. And every season, the women who talk shit about other girls and go to The Bachelor saying, oh, this girl, she is a bully, blah, 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 blah. They never choose that person.
Ever.
It's always the people that stay out of the drama that get chosen.
100%.
It's literally like statistical. Look at every single of however many seasons. Every single winner has never once been involved in drama, ever. Ever.
Mm-hmm. There was one a long time ago.
Courtney?
Yes!
Yeah, but she was a villain.
Yeah.
And they also stayed together for like a month or something and then broke up.
It never works.
Sure, yeah.
Because generally, yes, it is. It's a huge red flag if they're the center of drama throughout,
and wasting their time with you to talk about their issues with girls in the house. If anything, the guy should be like, okay, well, if you have issues with girls in the house, then you're not easygoing. So like, bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
I like that one. Then we get to the 2-on-1.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Oh, a friend of ours went on her own 2-on-1.
Oh, tell the
story. She got herself a Hinge date. Everything's going great. They schedule a time and a place to go grab a drink.
The funny part was that this man thought that it was Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
And texted her, he's like, do you have any Valentine's Day plans? Like, let's get a drink, blah, blah, blah. It was the day before Valentine's.
Like,
she
honey,
was like, do I say?
Do we tell him?
How do we break the news?
Yeah. She didn't end up breaking it to him until she arrived. That is true. That is like the best part. So it gives you a sense of where this man's head's at. She arrives and sees that he's like, oh, I'm over here. Like I'm by the pool table or whatever. So he's playing pool with this guy that's there, presumably Just somebody else he met at the bar.
She was like, oh, he's so friendly. He just, picked up some friends, is playing pool. Yeah, no.
Nope. Turns out it's this guy's like good buddy who was waiting for his date to arrive. His date did not arrive. And he was just hanging out, the two.
Also, can we just rewind? If you're going to do a double Hinge date,
Tell him?
shouldn't you tell the girl?
Yes.
Like, surprise, double Hinge date. Like, I don't know. At least be like, yo, I'm too nervous to meet with you one-on-one. So, like, my friend is also going to meet his hint. I don't know. It's just weird.
There should definitely have been like a
notification.
Yes, a notification. Your date has turned into a double date. Yeah, the double date was just a 2-on-1. Why didn't he leave? I'm still.
Yeah, so apparently what happened? The one guy was like, oh, the third guy. Or sorry, the second guy, the third human who was supposed to meet up with his date was like, oh yeah, after the pool game, should I leave? But like kind of got the vibe he wanted to stay, and they're like, no, you can stay. So he ended up just staying the whole date,
just like
all night.
A first date referee.
Yeah, like I guess so.
They ended up having a fun time, but I would have been like,
hey, 2 is what are they?
2's better than 1.
2 is fun. 3's a crowd. Am I right?
That's the one.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Good for them. We digress.
Shout out. Yeah. So the dreaded 2-on-1 that you just never want to be on the season of The Bachelor. That means
you've done something wrong.
Yeah, that is a punishment. Nobody wants to be on that. Thankfully, even this time around, Joey's like, I know this isn't fun.
The part that got me is they're both on the boat, like on the yacht, waiting for him to get on the boat. Neither of them even stood up to hug him. Like they both just sat there, their eyes like panned across. They're like, hello, Joey.
So weird. He's like,
and
great.
He just sat like in between them. And I'm like, you're not even going to get up to like hug him.
That was
the
weird.
energy was just super off.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just prepping to like defend themselves.
Yeah.
And no. So they go through all of that and reiterate, and just Sydney continues to
be a bitch.
Be a huge bitch.
I really don't like her.
No. And I guess the producers finally allowed Joey to send her home. So.
She looks exactly like Alex Cooper though. Do you think so?
She does. I don't think exactly.
I feel like they look super similar.
Yeah. There's something.
Yeah.
She doesn't, well, this is for a combo for another time, but she sure doesn't look like Megan Fox.
What about Megan?
Love is Blind.
Oh my God.
It's another reality TV show chatter, but just maybe never.
Why set yourself up for failure like that?
I would never tell anybody that ever.
Never, ever.
Also, it rarely works out to say you look.
Also, if you say you look like someone, you have to know for a fact that you are more attractive than that person.
Yes, 100%.
And it takes a confident person to think they're more attractive than Megan Fox. Like, why would you say that?
I think she was drunk or something, and also, I think it was calculated.
The way that she said it was such a pick me.
Totally. She just wanted to get chosen over someone else.
I look like MGK's, I don't know, his girlfriend or wife. His wife or girlfriend. Not to know. Like, bitch, Megan Fox is way more famous than MGK. Yeah. What are you doing?
It's so embarrassing.
That's
also why I love watching reality TV. I love to watch people embarrass themselves.
I'm like,
loser.
Meanwhile, if I was on reality TV, I'm sure I'd get canceled in within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm there. There's no way. There's no way.
Unless it's Survivor. Shout out. I'm gonna be on Survivor one day.
That'd be a fun one. Or America's
Next Top Model. Yeah, that one too.
I just stare.
You're like, no, not that one.
The race one.
Wait, which one?
Greatest.
Oh, I thought you meant Race. Oh, okay. No. The Amazing Race.
The official, it's a reality TV show where all the races compete to see who's the best race.
That's why I was like, whoa.
It's scary.
The Amazing Race. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that'd be, you'd be so exhausted.
That'd be stressful. I mean, it's all stressful.
I like sleep until late.
Would you do that on Survivor? Would you sleep?
They have nothing to do on Survivor. Like, all they do is sit around all day.
Wouldn't you lose your mind?
Yeah. I guess they just have to like talk to each other and stuff.
Because they don't have their phones in the Bachelor Mansion either, do they?
Okay. I actually wanted to bring that up because I thought that they never had their phones there. But this season, unlike any other season, they've all been posting TikToks like from the mansion. Did you see the one that Leia and Sydney posted? What was it? It was like it said something about when he dumps you or something, but I'm like, Leia, you're literally still on. Wait, I gotta like find this.
I need them to quit breaking their NDAs or whatever.
Like, but whose phone were they filming TikToks
Do you remember
on?
The Bachelor gave away the winner like before it had aired in Central?
Wait, this season?
This was, I can't remember which, I think it was last season.
What?
Like the Bachelor handle on Instagram, like the official Instagram, posted a photo of like the final, like the couple.
Who?
And it was before
like Zach and Katie?
Like,
What?
I want to say it was Zach and Katie.
Or Charity and...
Maybe it was Charity and Dotton.
These girls are
I did see one actually of, I think it was Autumn, like the only other blonde girl.
Oh yeah, Autumn.
Of like
Sweet
doing
Autumn.
the salt burn. When you're not away. The mud on the dance floor.
Can we talk Saltburn or is that for another time?
We can talk Saltburn. We talking
like,
bathwater, graveyard. Where are we gonna go?
I just don't think it was as inappropriate as the internet was making it out to be.
That's the thing when shit like becomes trending topic or whatever.
Like if I had just seen it without any of the internet, I probably would have been like, whoa, that's a lot. But after the internet was like, oh my God, like this is the most wild thing I've ever seen.
So
I'm like,
disturbing. And like, I
was like, that's it? The bathtub scene, I was expecting like.
Really wasn't that bad. I mean, not to say like I'm better than everybody, but I watched Saltburn without knowing anything about it.
Oh, did you go with Sarah? Okay. Y'all went like before.
We went and saw it in the movie theater and I would like watch the trailer once, I think, before we went to see it. So not expecting the crazy disturbing scenes. Like I heard it's supposed to be freaky, but I was like waiting for it. The graveyard scene was when I was like, oh.
The graveyard one I thought was the worst of like the three.
Yeah, and it was the least talked about of the three, I feel like.
Why was the bathtub? So I had heard about the bathtub and I ended up getting lunch with my coworker. We were driving and he was like, oh yeah, I saw Saltburn. And I asked him, because I tried Googling the bathtub scene, but like nothing came up. So I was like, what happened at the bathtub scene? And he was like, oh, like just watch it. He like wouldn't tell me, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I feel weird. Just watch it. And now I'm like, it's not that weird.
No.
Would you? I guess maybe, but like we're close, so I'm like, it's not that weird.
No, I don't. I mean, all you have to say is like he was
masturbating,
self-pleasuring.
And the guy
that might be weirder than the word masturbate. Self-pleasure.
I hate the word masturbate.
Yeah, it actually it
sounds so medieval.
It does. It does. I also think the same about vagina.
Vagine.
What other nasty words? Moist.
That one's yeah. Anywho, why did we get on Saltburn? Because Autumn posted Murder on the Dance Floor. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they are posting far more. Maybe it's now a thing that they want them to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I need
weird.
I need them to save like a little bit of mystery.
I agree completely.
Till like the end. And then
I agree.
Then I want to see it all.
Everything.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end of the 2-on-1, if you hadn't caught that yet, Sydney, everyone's favorite resident villain,
Bye, bitch.
Bye. Went home in Maria
Things that
Rain.
you have said about your mother, ho. The things you have lied about.
We're going to let the reindeer games.
Sorry, but
okay.
continue.
Okay, so that happens 2-on-1. I think they're in Malta. They had a group date.
They did the sausage thing where you catch the sausage and cheese in your mouth.
Yeah.
That looked kind of like actually a fun group date.
It did.
Some of the group dates are so not fun, I would think, like the talent show one.
Yeah.
Like,
I also wouldn't want to be on like the athletic one
oh my
either.
God, the talent show ones and the fucking like tackling each other.
Yeah, because you don't hang out with, you're not like on a date.
Not
You're
at
just,
all. Also, it's like, I don't want to tackle another
no.
woman. Like,
No.
that's just doesn't sound fun to me.
No.
Unless it's Sydney, then I'll tackle her.
Yeah. Tackle the villain. Like whack-a-mole.
And she's tiny. Oh my God.
Why is it always the little ones?
Like,
yeah, so they all like pretend to be, I don't know, like
Vikings.
Vikings? So we're in Malta. Which is like according to Joey. It's full of history. It's in Europe. He had, they got to go through the whole scene of the Bachelor, Bachelorette describing the city they're going to because they've like probably signed some deal with the city, the tourism board. Oh my God. So they got to tell everyone how great Michigan is. And
they're like the most beautiful city in the whole world.
I've never been anywhere better.
Malta looked pretty.
It looked sick. I would love to go to Malta. Yeah.
Too.
What did he say?
He said this, whatever city they were in, has super old school vibes. Because Joey's just all about the vibes. The internet freaked out because they're like, oh yeah, Joey, a city that was built in 5000 BC has old school vibes. I'm like, cut the guy some slack. Like, sorry he doesn't know every ounce of history about Malta. Like,
people need to fucking relax. They need to take a Xanax.
a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Or
my
a deep
guy.
breath.
Or a Xanax.
Or both.
Both.
Yeah, preferably. They really went down his throat for that one. Is that the phrase?
They
went for the neck.
I don't think went down his throat is the phrase.
They really shoved it down his throat.
They went for his throat.
Yes.
Not went down his throat. They went for his throat at that. And I'm like, chill.
Yeah.
Just chill. God. Take a deep breath, Karen.
Karen's working hard lately. Sorry. I was thinking back to the group date. They are actually now, by the second episode on Tuesday, they head off from Malta to Andalusia, Spain. Andalusia. Where we have Kelsey A's one-on-one. That goes really well. Mm-hmm. He's very much into her.
You can tell that they have like super good chemistry.
Yeah. Off the bat.
I think it might be her.
Everyone keeps screaming Daisy.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah.
She got the edit. She got the good edit the first few episodes. But like, there's so much more to the season.
Yeah.
It's almost too obvious.
I agree. Everyone always does that with the first date.
Yeah.
They'll like get their panties in a wad about it.
Totally.
And get so excited. And I'm like, I also really like Lexi, but do you think he actually doesn't care about the kids thing?
I think his reaction was great, was so sweet. He said, there's so much more to you, yada, yada. I don't mind. Mm-hmm. That's got to play a part.
Like, would you care if a guy told you on a first date that he couldn't have biological kids?
Yeah.
I think I would too.
Yeah. I mean, it has to play a factor, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course, there's nothing wrong and adopting is great and there's other options, but
like, it's something that
I think everyone would agree.
Like,
yeah.
Factor.
Totally.
That's why I was almost like, not annoyed. Like, of course he's going to be like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, don't lie to her.
Yeah. I think that that's definitely, if she, and I think she will make it far,
I do too.
that can't not play a part in
Agree.
deciding who's right for him at the end of it.
If you're deciding who you're going to literally marry and have kids with,
Yeah.
that plays a part in it. Mm-hmm. I saw on like I don't think it was E-News, something that she got her eggs frozen like 2 weeks before she went on The Bachelor.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, well that also changes things. Like
Then yeah.
That's different. You
And
know?
what she has, I think she said she has endometriosis, which is super common, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've definitely heard that. I mean, who knows? I don't know her health situation, but like it's possible.
Yeah, that it's possible.
So, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's also a form of like kind of trauma dumping in a way of like finding
It
some way to
is.
trauma bond or just like.
Yeah. It's just a lot. Like, can you imagine every single guy you go on a date with is just telling you like their deepest, darkest either traumas or secrets or whatever? I'm
Yeah.
like that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's got to be emotionally just, and then you go
Draining.
from one conversation to the next. Like they're
Yeah.
recording for,
8 weeks.
yeah, that's, yeah.
Sorry, we digress. But Kelsey.
Kelsey's date, she gets the rose, and I think she'll last for a while.
I do too.
And then after that is when they have a group date, and those that are on this date are the people on this group date are Lexi, Daisy, Jen, Autumn, Maria, Caitlin. Who's Caitlin?
Caitlin is the one who wears barrettes in her hair.
She's the like artsy gal.
Oh, she's actually I think like a scientist.
Oh yeah.
Like a Kim.
Yeah,
like
I think she's a chemist.
like something like that.
That's right. Why is she still doing there?
I don't know, but I actually liked her always from the beginning. She's really nice. She's the person who Maria we'll get into that later, but like
Oh yeah.
yeah, I
girl's girl.
like Caitlin, but
Yeah.
or Kate, is it Caitlin?
Caitlin, yeah.
Caitlin.
I had forgotten.
The one who said she's cursed because her mom is single and her mom has 5 sisters and they're all single. I was like, damn, you are cursed.
Oh, they totally did get cursed.
like not like I know she would like made it funny and they were like laughing about it, but I'm like, that's low key a red flag. Like if a guy I was talking to was like, oh yeah, my dad has 5 brothers and literally they're all single, I'd be like, maybe like you're the problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't love that. Like, that's not something I want to hear.
Yeah, no.
It was cute and funny the way she did it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It sounds like their asses got hexed for sure. Medina, Leia, Jess, and Kelsey T. Which meant that Rachel got the one-on-one, but we'll talk about the group date. They go and they're told to paint some meaningful painting to like based on their relationship with Joey. And then Joey's supposed to guess what it is. And then they say whatever the meaning behind the painting is. And of course, Leia is annoying and like does have some artistic talent. So she's like,
I know
I'm
when
gonna
she like
win.
revealed hers, I was like, ugh,
Damn it.
it's actually good.
Yeah. I really wanted it to be bad. So they reveal the paintings and Joey guesses them. And he's not a very good guesser.
What was it? I think it was Kelsey T's. She drew half a heart and he like thought it was an elephant. Yeah. And she's like, it's clearly half a heart.
It's very much not an elephant.
It was like super obvious that it was half a heart.
Yeah. And then they're supposed to choose a winner of like, I guess the most meaningful and supposedly, I don't know, a good painting. I don't know. And Jess wins. Leia actually got the first impression rose.
But Jess created a little havoc on episode 1.
Yeah, she got the first kiss.
Yes. and told everyone
Smoochy
about
poo.
it. We did have a little smoochy poo. I'm not gonna lie. We had a smoochy poo.
Smoochy poo.
Ugh, she's so annoying.
She's really annoying.
Her voice irks me.
That whole crew. It's the Mean Girls found each other.
Ew.
Sydney.
Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine.
Go on.
I don't know. I was the Mean Girl group of Sydney. Now their leader is gone. Jess, Leia. Who else is in that crew? Is there any-
Medina, but then I guess she kind of became nice.
Yeah. She went to
I
the white
thought
side.
that Rachel was also kind of part of their squad.
She was, which was a bit of a shock. I don't see the...
They clearly, I don't know.
Yeah, they have a connection.
I'll be honest, I skipped her date.
She's boring.
It was super boring.
boring.
And it was like hour 3 in 2 days. And
Yeah.
I FF'd through it because I really wanted to know about the
You're allowed.
Maria Jess drama. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. What'd they talk about during theirs?
I don't even really remember that well. They did... What I do distinctly remember is they went and learned how to, I think it was flamenco dance. And so they give them these like special flamenco shoes, and Joey is wearing fucking khaki shorts and like these basically
heels.
short heeled booties. That's mostly what I remember. Basically, Rachel is describing herself as a slow burn. Takes her a while to open up. She's an ICU nurse.
Okay. Hawaii.
So they have that connection, and I don't know. I don't see her lasting much longer, but maybe some people think that she's going to make it really long, really far. Yeah. So Rachel ends up getting a rose on her one-on-one. She makes it. And it's time for the cocktail party, and production has decided to destroy Jess. She is still feeling insecure.
Did production decide that, or did Jess
I think
decide
Jess
that?
decided that. That's a little too letting her off easy. Yeah. She is still feeling insecure about seeing other people's connections with Joey. She's slowly disintegrating, and we see that for sure. She declares that she's going to hang back a little bit during the cocktail party because she got extra time with Joey. She's being respectful. She's being conscientious. She's being... Maria stole Joey. Fuck. Jess is livid. It's giving disrespect on all sides. What the fuck, Maria? Listen, Maria is a hot bitch. She's not letting a moment pass by without parading in front of Joey in a backless dress and making out with him.
Amen.
I mean, do your thing, girl. And here's the thing. He likes it. Joey is so into her. That's why you're mad, Jess. It's not about the disrespect. It's about the fact that Maria has dark hair and a boy likes her. There are no rules in The Bachelor other than get him to like you. So Jess gets pissed off that Maria spends any time with him. Mind you, this is after, it wasn't like she had a great date. She went on the 2-on-1 where she just had to like defend herself.
Yeah. Also, I have some words about Jess.
Let me hear them.
She is sitting there telling Maria that super disrespect. What did she even say? She was like,
you already... It's so early to be
spending a lot of time with him, right? A little something to be spent. You literally did the same thing on night 1. What are you?
She came and
stupid?
stole him after that they had that kiss.
Yes, stole him twice on night 1, and she goes, "I'm not here to make friends. I just want to hang out with Joey and get my good for you."
Well, then let everybody else do that too.
Exactly. Like
they're just so
unaware.
Yes, she's super immature too. You can just tell by everything.
Is she? How old is she? Because I know Leia's hella.
I think she's 23,
young.
but she's
immature, a little bit.
And
immature.
I mean, it shows. It shows.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding because Leia too is the same. She's young too.
Oh, Leia.
She decides. She just takes it upon herself to become the next villain.
And she's really doing herself a disservice because she actually got the first impression rose. So she is set up for success. So you're really going to crash and burn. Explain what happened with her and the Medina.
So during the cocktail party, Maria gets upset because she catches wind that Leia and Jess and whatever, who else is in that squad, are annoyed because Medina has been nice to Maria.
Because Medina said, Maria, I like your dress. You look super good tonight. Like,
they're like, our friend Sydney just got sent home and now you're switching up.
And you're going to be rude to her. I'm like, y'all are sick in the head. Like, you're actually sick in the head.
That's honestly even immature for like middle schoolers to do.
Oh my God.
You know? You can't be friends with her because
you can't even give her one compliment or speak to her.
So stupid.
And Medina's response was amazing. She said, oh, just because I'm friends with Sydney, I have to be mean to Maria? Like, and I'm with her. The fuck? Like, life is not easy. Why are you making a big deal about stupid shit like that? Oh, God.
I wish, too, that... So there's this... They have this, what's called movie night on Love Island, where they play back scenes from that have happened already, but like but they haven't seen themselves. We've seen it as the audience, but the people in the show haven't seen it. But they call it movie night, and they play back certain clips to be like, roll the tapes essentially and see like
that's so toxic.
Someone else is talking shit about somebody else. Yeah.
And they'll just straight up show like someone talking shit.
And then turn it off and let the fireworks begin. That's why it's a great reality TV.
Oh my God.
I think that there should be, like, I don't know, you get every so often, if it's instead of doing these stupid 2-on-1s that don't like push any relationship forward.
Yeah.
Usually.
They're just there for drama.
Yeah. Then they should do like a movie night.
That would be so funny. Oh my God. Can you imagine Sydney's face?
Be like,
or Jess. The Jess fight.
Oh, then things explode at the end of the cocktail party. When Maria comes back to the group, she sits down and Jess tries to throw a little shade. Pretty early convo for someone with a rose. No, incredibly smart move by someone who likes Joey and who Joey likes. An incredibly stupid move by Jess not to pull Joey and to get caught up in all of this. The best thing is Maria just says, yep, and asks, is there a problem? After Jess doesn't have a retort, she says Maria is, quote, nothing but rude and disrespectful. Maria then asks for examples. Apparently, she told Jess to get out of a conversation she was trying to interrupt, which, if true, is very funny. You're so rude. You told me to stop interrupting you, and that's the first time anyone has ever done that to me. Okay, so the New Yorker just kind of a little bit of paraphrasing going on there, but essentially Jess explodes on Maria. So she's always been so rude, so mean, so terrible.
She hasn't been rude. Unless they're just, like, production is just obsessed with Maria and is, like, not showing us actual, like, rude footage. The girl is, people are so triggered that she's pretty confident and has a relationship with Joey. Like, why are you so triggered by that?
That's entirely it.
And I'm like, why are they not triggered by like someone like Daisy, who's also pretty and has a good relationship with Joey? But I'm like, is it because she's not as in your face confident? Like, I don't know what it is.
I think they're taking her confidence to be cockiness.
Yes.
But they're translating it that way because they're insecure and wish that they had that confidence.
Yeah.
And time and attention from Joey that she's getting.
Agree.
And it's just their immaturity is loud.
It's kind of sad. Also, it was so funny when the Bachelor producers are working overtime. When Jess's occupation turned into jealous of Maria.
Yes. They really have been going hard with the
I was like, that was fucked up even for them.
It really was. They didn't hide how they felt.
Like, can you imagine if you just kind of like got caught up in your emotions and you're like, fuck, I probably like made a fool of myself. And you watched it back and it straight up was like, Caroline, jealous of Maddy. I'd be like so embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. That sucks. You really are. These contestants are handing over like their reputations in a way. I mean, any reality TV show, I suppose, any contestant, like you're doing that, but Bachelor's notorious. I'll tell you what. Nothing really comes of that fight, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just kind of explodes and calls her a bitch.
And then Jess is like huffing and puffing, like
Yeah.
she's so pissed.
Little pit bull.
Literally like and everyone's just like, you good?
Chill.
But I don't think anything else became of the fight. Do you think
Just
next
told her to
week
chill out.
like it'll be addressed? Because I don't remember seeing anything in the trailer about that.
No, I don't. So by the time this comes out, we're talking after that 2 doubleheader episode night, we haven't seen the next episode. So something could have happened, but I don't. Yeah, I didn't see too much about that. I think they ultimately, let's see, by the end of the night after the cocktail party, Medina and Autumn are sent home.
Yeah. Poor Medina.
Poor Medina. And they're going to Montreal.
Okay.
Maria's homeland.
I bet Jess and Leia love that.
They're going to be so excited. I don't know. I think that next week there's definitely going to be more drama. So I'm glad that the
Thank you,
producers
Lord.
forced him to keep one of them or
thank
2 of
God.
them.
Thank God.
Like we need that. That's what makes the show good. So
Can you imagine if there wasn't? Like, this is so petty and stupid, and I love it. Like,
it's perfect. It's what we want.
this is why I don't like the men's one.
Yeah.
Because they don't do this.
They don't keep it going.
Yeah, they don't keep it going. They're like, oh, okay, forgive you, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
It may be pushing, femininity. Feminist agenda a little backwards a bit, but I love it.
I love it too.
I love it.
We love to see it.
We love to see it. So now that we've seen thus far, we got a little bit more of a upcoming on the rest of the season trailer.
Yeah.
I want to know, who are your personal top 4 ladies?
Okay.
If you were Joey and
If
you
I
were
was
to
Joey.
pick the woman for him.
For him.
Maybe I shouldn't do that. If you were to pick the woman for him,
Pack the woman for him.
who would it be? Top 4.
The Anna Delvey voice. Pick the woman for him. Who
For
would
him?
it be? Who would it be?
But that was good.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
100% Maria for me. I just love a confident bitch, someone who knows who she is, someone
Amen.
who will not just cower down to others and speak up for her truth. Like,
Hell yeah.
I love that about her. So 100% her. I don't think they'll end up together. I don't even think she'll make it to top 4. But like, if I
Your
were
personal
him,
top 4?
yeah, that would be one. I'll say Daisy because every other bitch in town thinks so.
Truly.
But also, yeah, she's super nice. We didn't talk about the cochlear implant thing. I don't know.
She talks
how-
enough about it for everybody else.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I'm like,
That's great.
yes, it is great.
Show some representation. Amazing.
Yes.
But we don't she is also so much more than that.
100%. That's why I'm like, okay, we get it.
Yeah. I want to know more
part-
about her.
I agree. I like her. She is funny, but I haven't seen her be funny with Joey. I'm sure she has been, but the funny parts of her, I've seen like the confessionals,
yeah.
which I
Yeah.
like. Like when she was dressed up as a baby, she was saying funny stuff. And I was like, okay, you're cool.
Yeah.
So her, I love Kelsey, the one whose mama passed away. Yeah. I think she's super genuine. Obviously, she's gorgeous. I thought from day
They have
one.
a strong connection.
Oh, yes. They're like into each other and she'll just like kiss him, like lean in and kiss. I don't know. I
Yeah.
really like her.
Yeah.
She seems confident in their relationship. I think she's super cute. I would say Lexi, but actually, I'll say Lexi.
Yeah.
I think she's genuine. She was like a little bit nervy on their date. Like her voice was shaking a little.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But I would probably be like, my voice would be shaking too. So like, I'll give her a pass. But yeah, I really like her. She seems
like it.
genuine.
Yeah.
So those are my top 4. And then who do I think will actually be top 4?
Uh-huh.
Daisy, Lexi, Kelsey. Who are the? I'm like trying to think of the other ones. Maybe Rachel. I think everyone likes Kelsey T, and I really like her too. But I don't think that he'll choose her. Quite frankly.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So Maddie, who are who would be your top 4?
Thank you for asking
your
me
top
that.
4 for you, and then your top 4 for Joey.
My personal top 4 would be
Okay, I'm done.
Personally.
Unconditionally.
My top 4 would be I was gonna go with Kelsey A.
Okay, good choice. Like her.
I like her. I will go. I mean, Daisy. It's undeniable that they have a little
Undeniable.
design. Yeah. And then I would probably say. Brain's right. Maria. Maria's great. My personal,
I love her.
as well. Yeah. And then I might say the other Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think she's been hidden. Producers have been tugging her away.
I think she has something up her sleeve.
Totally. So
and
both
they've
Kelseys,
slowly
yeah.
been like, putting her back out there, back on the marquee.
Back on the, on our screens.
Yes, yeah, that.
That one. And in her confessionals, like I don't know, she seems real and funny and
Yeah, I like her.
Like I'd be friends with her.
Okay, but what do we think of her profession being actor?
Holy shit, I missed that.
Yeah, she's an actor.
Is she? You know?
Yeah, like it's. I find it suspect.
Oh, that's right. She's from LA too.
I don't know. Just some food for thought.
That is some food for thought. Maybe it'll come up.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think that next week, the two that are going to leave, like Caitlin, your time has run out.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Love her, but
And hopefully Jess and Leia, but I don't think we'll be so lucky.
we will not be. Who would you want to keep?
Between the two?
Yeah, not for like actually fit for Joey, but for drama purposes.
Ooh, Leia.
I kind of think so too. Jess is just annoying.
Jess just kind of like throws like temper tantrums, I feel like.
And she had no rebuttal. Like
No.
that was, it made me feel like secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah. It's like when you're like, well, you're a poo-poo head.
And then she laughed. She's like, okay, Maria. And I'm like, it's because you literally don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Ew, like it's cringy.
No, it did. It was giving
Cringe
for sure.
Yeah.
It's giving
We sound like the 23-year-olds.
disrespect.
It's giving disrespect.
Like, can you just say that felt disrespectful?
Yeah. Like say you're being disrespectful, not it's giving disrespect.
It's like no one's taking you seriously.
Yeah. I'm not. That's
I'm
for
sure not.
Not me. Not
Couldn't be me. Who then do we think would make the best, or who should they choose as the Bachelorette?
So my opinion is that the Bachelorette has to be feisty, has to be entertaining.
Totally.
Name the 2 best Bachelorettes.
Caitlin Bristow.
Caitlin Bristow and who else?
Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown, hands down.
Ooh, Hannah Brown,
hands down. By far the most entertaining because they're not just sweet, kind, whatever. I mean, they are that, but like they're funny, sarcastic, feisty.
They're not afraid to like be who they are and like have an opinion.
Absolutely. And my opinion is that the guy, the Bachelor being chosen, has to be like the boring, steady, whatever.
The Sean Lowe.
Yes, the Sean Lowe, the Ben.
Zach, I guess.
The Zach's, the Ben. What the why am I blanking? But yeah, I think the girl needs to be the feisty, fun one. The guy needs to be the calm and steady. It's like, for example, Daisy. I love her, but she's not going to be a good Bachelorette. No. Like, she's too not toxic.
Exactly.
She's too boring. She's too emotionally stable. I get she has her thingies, but like, no. It has to be a Maria, like someone like that.
Totally.
So my vote is Maria.
I 100% agree. I mean, I think it's almost like it's almost so obvious because I think we can tell that they're not in game.
He ain't choosing her.
No. So like if they don't choose her, they're the Bachelor.
They're stupid.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot here. It's Ben Higgins.
Ben Higgins, duh.
Yeah, I know.
And then like JoJo, she was funny, quirky, like
JoJo.
sassy. Like she was a great Bachelor.
Yeah.
They had some good.
And they're one of the lasting ones.
Well,
JoJo and Jordan.
oh, I thought we were talking about Ben Higgins and JoJo, and I was like, honestly, they should be together. But yeah,
I fully agree. Maria for Bachelorette. I don't know. Any final thoughts?
my final thoughts are that I really don't like you, Jess, or Leia, or Sydney. Y'all need to go probably to therapy or like, I don't know. Maybe watching all this hate, I get like a lot of the hate is unwarranted, but like maybe if everyone in the world thinks of you as a certain way, you should look inward and like maybe change your behavior.
Maybe.
So that's kind of my final thoughts for them. Change your behavior. Otherwise, people will continue to dislike you.
Yeah. I think it will be a really good after the final rose.
Oh my God.
I'm already excited for that.
After I was thinking the women tell all.
Oh no, yes. That's it.
Like, because Sydney, oh my, what is she gonna say?
Is she gonna show up?
She better. They better pay her.
I hope so.
Oh, I'd be so mad if she didn't.
I think they would be too.
Also, she's been feisty over TikTok. Gaslighting is blah, blah, blah. So, okay,
Yeah.
if you have a lot to say, then say it at the reunion.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. I think we got some good episodes ahead of us.
I cannot wait.
And I want to know, like, he did say in whenever Joey was doing his like press junket tour or whatever promo for the beginning of the season, I think it was on Chicks in the Office. He said, "I don't think what happened has ever happened before."
What? Wait.
But I don't know. By the way he was saying it, I don't get that it'll ultimately affect
him.
I don't know because they teased it from the very get-go.
So what are you thinking it might be?
I'm thinking someone unexpected decides to leave.
Like maybe one of his top 2?
But was something that's never happened before?
No, it's never happened before.
What's never happened?
The Bachelor's gotten on one knee and the girls said no.
Ooh.
That's never happened.
That's never happened.
What if she just straight up said no and he is like, okay, I need a bit, and then just fucking proposes to the second?
Didn't
like,
Ben
all right,
Higgins
get up here,
do
second
that?
string. No, because JoJo
he did the
and Lauren,
opposite.
he had both of them. He's told both of them that he loved them. JoJo
He chose
was
JoJo, right?
No, he chose Lauren. All I know is that whatever's, I'm like excited.
Oh my God.
Because I've also heard the same thing, like something happens that's never happened.
Don't look at reality Steve
I
stuff.
haven't yet. Even Ali was like,
See, I heard the yet
know
in
who
there.
wins. I might look.
I know you might.
I'm always the one that looks and then accidentally gives it away to you, Maddie.
Yeah, I know.
But I swear to God, I haven't looked. I haven't
either. I won't do that.
I can look.
You can't.
I don't have a podcast. I'll come on as the guest once he chooses a winner.
This ain't over.
It ain't over till Joey sings.
Amen, sister.
I mean,
This has been ridiculously fun.
Yes.
Like, I could just keep doing this for hours.
I know we've gone too long. I'm sorry. Thanks for having me, Maddie.
Thanks for coming on.
It was so fun.
It was. We got so much more to look forward to.
I love it. I love
I
it.
love it. All
Bye,
right.
homies.